Welcome everyone to another Expansion Team episode. After going through the college players in detail last episode, now it's time for the draft and to really build a good foundation for the next season. We went undefeated last year and now it's time to strengthen the team, make the team younger and prepare them for the future. We have the Commanders' first round pick, which is pick 22, if I saw that correctly. And other than that, 4 second round picks. I also expect them to be very late if I look at those teams here. 1 third rounder, 1 fourth, 2 fifth, 1 sixth, and 1 7th round pick. So we have some players we could choose from. Looking at the current roster, we only signed back Marcus May on strong safety. So we're set there. But we still need a defensive tackle, center, an additional wide receiver, running back, and QB. Of course, there's still free agency and 35 million left to spend. I guess after the draft, it's rather more around 20, but we have some room to make some moves. So wide receiver, still thinking about adding Jalen Hyatt, but let's see what the draft holds for us. And also looking at prospective upcoming free agents. We have Bijan Robinson, definitely need to sign him. Will most likely not sign back Marcus May. 3 linebackers, and all of them are above 30. So we need linebackers. The problem, however, is I already took a look at scouting. I'm not really that happy with the linebackers in the draft. Might be someone for round 2, but I don't think there's a suitable one for round 1. But yeah, let's take a look in a second. Kicker Richard Holmes could be someone to bring back. Charles Leach, I guess with him, we cannot use a tender. I don't know why not, but well, yeah, center is still a position we're looking to upgrade. Cole Bishop also not great. But here we can use a tender because we wanted to test him out. Casey Case will leave and more linebackers. So 5 linebackers. Thankfully, only Bijan Robinson, who is the really big one. And then we maybe have the cap room to sign back at least one of those linebackers, maybe the center and strong safety. But there are some moves we need to do. Looking at the depth chart, O-line, as I said, center and guard, Tyler Smith might just be our starter. But also on the tackle position, Lyle Collins does not get any younger. And defensively, defensive tackle, we need a 4th one. Could also use an upgrade here. And there is someone in the draft I really like, but I don't think that we're in the position to draft them, especially since Draft Day Sports Pro Football likes to draft defensive tackles. Linebacker, as said, corner, we lost Marcus Peters. Could use an upgrade here, at least a 4th person. And strong safety, we brought back Marcus May. So we're fine here. So with that said, let's take a quick look at scouting and then go into the draft. So this is the scouting sheet. I already mentioned that I did one initial scouting sheet. If you have not seen the video, I also shared some, in my opinion, helpful tips for scouting and drafting. And there I used an initial draft sheet. Now RASP has developed a new version. I think I already said it in the Expansion Team Series, but cannot mention it enough. I really like it. It's way more automated. If you also want to get access to that, feel free to reach out on Discord. But let's take a look at scouting. Here now with the adjusted grade, it takes into consideration the projection of the player. In the initial video I did about the draft, it also said that this grade is not that accurate. Projection is still the best way to go. So although here Derek Foster has the best grade in the draft with a 13.1, he's not likely to be the best player in the draft because of the round 3 projection. So the adjusted grade takes that into consideration. And with the adjusted grade, the best player seems to be Neil Cooper. We know him. He is an edge rusher we had on our list. And Sean Searcy is the player I highlighted for defensive tackle. likely to go top 10, so it might not be a target for us. Players I honestly can see to fall to us to pick 22 is James Story, projected first round pick, highest tackle on the board. Could be that he's already gone, but we saw his awesome personality, his awesome traits, and he should be quite good. It says underdeveloped for both pass blocking and run blocking. I really don't believe that. I think he could be our future star left tackle. Kai Rigby is the player I mentioned on linebacker, where we might have a shot. He's fairly well rounded. And yeah, we need a future young linebacker together with Trevon Walker, who we signed long term. Center, also someone we could sign round 1, but also later there is a decent center in Otis Green, round 2 to 3. And yeah, I mean, interesting to see Alex Villa to be projected for round 1 to 2. So he could be also a possible pick for us in round 1, potentially also round 2. Great speed. We saw what he did in his last college year with 30 sacks. He might be a really, really interesting player. I'm not so sure if we really need edge help. That's the problem. I mean, Cyrus Moss had a great rookie year, and Will Anderson, still not so sure what I should do with him. But a first round pick on an edge player, where I'm still not sure how these ratings are projected to the NFL. Yeah, not sure. Otherwise, defensive tackle Charles Corona and Walter Newman could be potential round 2 picks, especially Corona. He has great strength and, well, interesting name, I would say. Linebacker, as said, might be something we need to do. Quarterback, also very interesting, that Randy Ashworth, where I said that he might be the best player or the best quarterback in the draft because of his dual threat ability and becoming the best senior. He's projected to go undrafted. So might be worth for us to take a round 7 flyer on him or round 6. Drew Banks, also someone I highlighted. He was the number 2 recruit in our very first college season. Had 3 interceptions this year and had a trade shutdown corner. Here projected for round 4 to 5. We need a cornerback, so he's someone in round 3, round 4, where I have my eyes on to draft him. Other than that, let's see where the draft takes us. I also marked a wide receiver, round 4 to 5, Charles Buckner, great strength, had an elite 4.38 40-yard dash in the combine. So that could be one of those outliers. That's really high, so he could be 90 plus speed. Same, by the way, for Petty. Did I write him down? Not sure, but that was another wide receiver who was really fast. I guess he did not convince me otherwise, but Charles Buckner, someone to have an eye on. But with that, let's start into the draft and see which player falls to 22. Seahawks at number 1, projected to go with quarterback or defensive tackle. I hope they do not take a defensive tackle, but rather a quarterback. There goes Tyler. He is a quarterback. Norman Tyler, first overall pick, 20 years old, 81 overall. Great pick. By the way, I most likely won't trade up, especially not into the top 10. Eagles go with Nichols, a cornerback, 73 overall, so not the best pick at 2nd overall. The Steelers take another cornerback, 77 overall. So there could be a cornerback run, and Drew Banks won't go in round 4 to 5. Let's see. 2 corners in the top 3. And there goes a guard, Raymond Whitlow, a really interesting player. I also took a look at him, tenacious blocker. Clear that we cannot draft him, or we were never in the position to draft him. And I won't start trading up. 4 guards. There goes another QB, really interesting. 88 arm, 82 intelligence, accuracy not that great. No trade. Let's see if he can be a long-term starter for the Packers. A wide receiver, Timothy Ray at 6 to the Chiefs. 75 overall, also not that great. I said once that I'm not so sure how good this draft class is. There goes the first linebacker, and he had the highest projection and is only a 73. So not sure if I want to reach for Guy Rigby in the first round. Great personality here, by the way. He was projected to go first overall by the experts. Now at 7 to the Raiders. There goes Joshua Dooley. We know him. He had great production in the college world. Only a 76 overall. But here you can see he was the one with 78 sacks in 4 seasons. I mean, he's just a really, really good player. Does not have a trade. We saw that in the scouting episode. But the Houston Texans really get a playmaker on edge. Maddox, another guard, goes in the top 10. Also a really great player. Interesting personal values here. Fierce competitor. So the best 2 guards are already picked. No one yet from our board, but that changes now. With Gerald Gonsalves, the first center, I thought that there might be a chance to pick him at 22. Was not the case, so he's out of our scouting list. 80 overall, was a really interesting player, but yeah, top 10, we're never going to get that. Free safety, De La Garza, interesting to see him. Also not on our list. I did not scout any tight ends or free safeties. So far, no defensive tackle. The Colts go with the quarterback David Brown. Intelligence worries me a bit, but fan favorite trade is really cool. There goes Branch to Jaguars. Running back, also not a position I scouted. Charles Levy, strong safety, is the pick for the Tennessee Titans. Cowboys go with Christian, another strong safety. But so far, no defensive tackles. All of them are still on the board. There goes James Sawyer, the linebacker. And yeah, the Lions take another strong safety. Roger Hyde was someone also I looked at because of the box safety trade. Was not willing to pick him in round 1. Now only 3 picks away. And with that, I'm pretty sure that we could get a top defensive tackle or edge rusher. I don't know what we should do. The Buccaneers take a wide receiver in Alton Shearer. Really great speed and hands here. Bills take Foster, the QB. I mean, Neil Cooper could actually fall to us. There is Dennis Turner, 75 overall linebacker. And now I really have no idea what to do. Because, I mean, Sean Searcy is the player I really like. Personality is great. Scouting grades look really good. He's the second highest player on my board. The description also looks really good. He has a nose tackle trade. I still don't know how valuable defensive tackles are. 26 defensive grade. Neil Cooper has a 29.7. Scouting grades are worse. Personality ratings are really good. He has the bull rusher trade. Neil Cooper, actually. Could he be our choice? I don't know. The other defensive tackles, they are not that high on our list. The other player I had was Guy Rigby, who's more than likely going to be the next linebacker. Also a 27.3 grade. And he has a thumper trade. I don't know what to do here. I mean, this is really hard. Right now, I'm honestly thinking about taking Guy Rigby as the linebacker. I mean, there are so many good edge rushers on the board. I still could take Alex Willard in the second round. He's also, I mean, not the best personality, but he has the speed rusher trait and really convinced in the last college season. Defensive tackles, not that many good on the list, and that might actually be our highest need. That's really, really hard. So let's look at the performances. I mean, I'm so torn. I don't know what to do. Let's first look at defensive tackles. But I guess we cannot look at the performances. Only looking at the stats last season. Mason Smith, no sacks. Also not much tackles. No tackles for loss. Marzi Smith, also not their best performance. Still have 2 years left on the contract for both of them. Linebacker, it looks better. It's really, really hard. I mean, the other thing is there's also James Story. I totally forgot about him. He's also really, really good. But I think we have our tackles. We should focus on the defense. Quickly checking out edge. I mean, there are also so many good guys, and I'm still fine with Alex Willard. So I think edge is out of the table. Question now becomes defensive tackle or linebacker. I mean, looking at my draft sheet, there is Charles Corona and Walter Newman for defensive tackle for round 2, but also some linebackers. The better grade has Sean Searcy. I mean, Guy Rigby has an 8.7 grade, Sean Searcy 11.4, taking positional value into it, or adjusted grade. Basically, Sean Searcy is the second best player in the draft, according to my scouts. The scouting grades look really, really good, and my defensive coordinator wants him. All right, I mean, that's such a bad pick. We need linebackers, but I'm just not sure if Guy Rigby is our guy. Let's trust our defensive coordinator and draft Sean Searcy, 22nd overall. Wow, 88 overall, 86 strength. Great pick. Tackling worries me a lot. He has the nose tackle trait, if I remember correctly. He has 5 sacks only in his college career, so not the best projection or production. But I'm fine with the pick. I mean, he was the top 10 projection, one of the highest players in the draft now. So let's continue. The Falcons take another defensive tackle. So far, we have the best one. Broncos go with the guard. Browns take a linebacker. So Guy Rigby is not the second linebacker, actually. Still on the board. Should we trade up? There goes Neil Cooper, by the way, and he's a 75. Really strong, fast enough, so should have great production. Bull rusher type with that speed. He had 49 sacks in his college career, played for Ohio State, and had a really good rating. But that leaves Alex Willard on the board, who should be our top target for round 2. I'm willing to trade up, but let me see how many edge rushers are still projected to go in front of him. There's still a lot, so we have some time to hopefully pick him later. And taking a look at linebacker, Guy Rigby's on our list. Could trade up for him. Other than that, Leroy Jackson, he's the second player. Better personality, workout fanatic. Really like the outlook of him. Or Thomas Jackson in the later rounds, also great personality and locker room leader. Yeah, I remember him. In my opinion, draft has never been that stressful. There goes a bad guard, Porter, or a really bad linebacker. I don't know what's wrong with Guy Rigby, why no one takes him. There goes Charles Buckner, and he was on our list for round 4 to 5. Well, he's really good, not that fast. I thought he might be faster. No trade, but he's gone now. Round 1. Did not expect that, so there has been a wide receiver run. There goes a strong safety, and with that, James Story's off the board. Again, I forgot about him. 77 overall. In my opinion, he should have been better. awesome personality, pass blocking and run blocking could have been higher. We know about the trades. He had a lot of pancakes and no sacks allowed. The Ravens get a steal at the end of round 1 and the 49ers finish it up with another center. So let's quickly take a look at draft recap. And it's still 16 picks until we are on the clock. So let's continue and hope that Willard will still be on the board. There goes another quarterback. Smiley, a wide receiver. So I guess we're not picking any wide receivers, but most of the edge rushers are still on the board. There goes Ethan Nettles, edge rusher. He was one who was, projected to go top 10 if I remember correctly. Radcliffe, there goes another former top 10 projected defensive tackle if I remember correctly. The Texans take another edge rusher. Now the Bears on the clock take a center. I'm really nervous here. There goes another wide receiver, Sean Garcia. The Jets take a cornerback, 61 overall, not that great. Giants with a linebacker. The Colts take an edge rusher in Jolly. 2 picks and the linebacker, both of the linebackers are still on there. And also our tackle or our edge rush target, Alex Willard. Otis Green is also here. I don't know what to do. Otis Green is projected to be the next center off the board. Athletic blocker. Really not sure if I should pick a center here or rather go with linebacker or edge. I think that's my preferred way to do. Edge rusher, we still can wait, in my opinion. What about linebacker? Leroy Jackson still here. Personality ratings could be better, but Workout Fanatic has a 26.5 grade. Guy Rigby still the better projection. Thumper trade. We thought about taking him round 1. Now he fell to us. Round 2, let's draft Guy Rigby. Think he should be a good pick. 68 overall, so not that great. Really not that great. Yeah, let's continue with the draft and still hope that we get Alex Willard with our second pick in a few picks. Still a lot of edge rushers on the board. And yeah. And now the edge rush run starts. Just a few went off the board. And I think with that, we should take Alex Willard. He's only 4 picks away or 4 edge rushers away. No description. Personality could be better. A+ technique. Speed rusher. We saw what he did in college. He had 61 sacks, mainly because of his 34 sacks in his last year. Alex Willard should be the no-brainer pick here in round 2. We beef up the defensive line, picked Alex Willard, and 70 overall. That is not that great, honestly. Man, he had such a good last year in college. But, okay, I guess let's continue and take a look what the other teams are drafting. We have back-to-back picks soon. There goes Leroy Jackson, 68 overall. Running back, let's pick for the CPU, another defensive tackle, and we still have 2 picks. I thought about trading a pick, but there's so many good players on the board. One of them is Otis Green. He is a high-rated safety for me, round 2 to 3 projection. Should be really good. We need I said safety. He's of course the center. We need a center. He should be good. 71 overall. I'm fine with that. Awesome run blocking, awesome pass blocking, great run blocking, good strength. Need to work on his player skill, but yeah, I'm pretty fine with that. He could start right away if we're not happy with our other center. And now, do we trade our second rounder, or is there still anyone I'm considering? Alton Stack. He was on my list, workout fanatic, great personality ratings. We could honestly use a guard. Okay, why not? I don't want to trade this pick. He's also really high on my list, had a 10.6 grade, projected to have unique strength. That's always something I want to look for. And run blocking does not seem to be the best. But he could be a decent pick up here also in round 2. Alton Stack, let's take a look. 72 overall, yeah. The unique strength really shows out. Workout fanatic. And with that, we're done for round 2 and now pick in round 3. Let's quickly check out our roster. I know that this is a very long episode, but I mean, with that many high picks, I think it was worth it. Position grade, we still need running back, QB, and wide receiver. Still now have a lot of linebackers, so maybe not drafting anyone there. But O-line looks really good. We did not draft a tackle, but I think we're fine there. Drafted a center, so Otis Green, Charles Leach should be a really good duo for the future. And guard, now Quinn Miners, Tyler Smith, and Alton Stack could be now the long-term successor or backup. Daryl Patterson will leave after this year. He's 26 years old. Did we draft a 25-year-old guard last year? Cannot remember, but yeah, that's fine. Linebacker is fine. I love our defensive tackle group now with our first round pick, Sean Searcy. And the Smith players edge group is fine as well. Alex Willard, the worst out of them. That's really surprising, but he should get his snaps. I'm pretty happy with that pickup. So wide receiver is still on the list. And other than that, I think we are fine. Let's take a look at who's available. Defensive tackle and edge, we don't need that. Can cross that off the list. Is Derek Foster still here? I think he already went the QB. Let's quickly take a look at his overall, because he was projected to be the highest player in the draft. I mean, I don't believe that, but still. Oh yeah, he went first round to the Bills, 69 overall, so not that great. But honestly, looking at my draft board, specifically, there is someone I want to draft. Let's quickly take a look at cornerback, and it becomes really thin. So if we want Drew Banks, we should pick him now. I'm really happy to take a flyer on a former second overall recruit. I mean, his story might be similar to Eli Ricks or Keely Ringo, both at the Eagles right now in reality, both projected to go in the first round before the season. I mean, I saw some mock drafts where both of these players were first round picks. So Drew Banks might be a third round flyer. Shutdown corner is the trade you want to see. He had 9 interceptions, 2 sacks, and 2 defensive touchdowns. He's a playmaker. We need a cornerback. So might be the case that we're a little bit reaching for him now in round 3. But 73 overall, that's really great. Good agility, good speed, tackling could be better. Hands, of course, also better. But Drew Banks is a good pick in round 3. Now round 4, let's see who's available here. Charles Corona, the defensive tackle we had on our list earlier. Yeah, I mean, we do not need a defensive tackle anymore. Frank Petty. Our head coach and defensive coordinator wants to have him. I mentioned him earlier, and he's the last one with a late round projection. He should have incredible speed. It says average here, but he ran 4.37 40-yard dash. I specifically wrote that down. Yeah, it's the 4th round. Let's take a flyer on Frank Petty. I don't have a good feeling about that. But let's see. Hopefully we can get some speed. Not really. 73 speed, that's a little bit disappointing. 67 overall. Not that great, but it is what it is. Round 5, 2 back-to-back picks. Charles Corona is still here. Should we just pick him? It makes no sense at all, but we're in the 5th round. He had such a high grade for me. Great strength and has the nose tackle trait. Great personality. I don't know what's wrong with him, so let's go with Charles Corona. Maybe a 5th round steal. 72 overall. Awesome strength. Yeah, now we have a problem on defensive tackle. But he's good. And another 5th round pick. Let's take a look and do not pick a defensive tackle or edge rusher. Is there still anyone I scouted? And Christopher Anderson might just be that guy. Great competitiveness, A+ technique. Also on the list, was ranked above Drew Banks. Had a 9.4 grade. The thing I noticed him is he has also a shutdown corner trait and 10 interceptions. So better than Drew Banks. All right, let's stack up our cornerback room and draft Christopher Anderson. Should also be a steal in round 5. 72 overall. Again, a really, really good player. 2 picks left in the draft, 6th round and 7th round. We still need a quarterback. And yeah, I mean, I'm willing to take a flyer on Randy Ashworth. And I want to do it right now. A+ athleticism. We saw that he won the Senior QB Award. Great work ethic, dual threat trait. He should be a good number 3 quarterback for us. Randy Ashworth out of UTEP. You are a Munich Wolverine. Round 6 projected, or undrafted projected. Picked him in round 6. 71 overall. I noticed that most of the QBs come out of the draft really high. That's just the case if you connect the college game with the pro football game. 71 overall. Arm varies me a little bit, but well-rounded. 83 speed is something we could work with. And now our last pick in the 7th round. Let's see who's still on the board. High players, especially defensive tackles and edge rushers. We do not need them. And with the 7th round pick, I'm willing to pick Willie Hansen, also out of UTEP. We noticed him because he was a Senior Bowl standout. Awesome personality. He has coverage linebacker and workout fanatic trait. I'm not sure if he's good with D technique and D physique. Undrafted player, but I guess 10 tackles in the Senior Bowl, if I remember correctly. Feel free to go back and watch that episode from last time. But yeah, he was someone I had a circle around on my list. So 7th round pick, we have way too many linebackers, but we could trade one. Willie Hansen, our last selection of the draft. Oh no, 60 overall. Welcome to the practice squad, my friend. But he's really interesting. He's such a great athlete with 77 agility and 80 speed. Tackling strength, just horrible. Awesome personality. Let's see what we can do with him. I honestly like his college career stats. And yeah, if he does not develop his overall, we can, of course, extend him for fairly cheap. But that's that for the draft. Or let's pick to the next human pick. But I guess, yeah, that's it. In my opinion, really interesting draft. And again, sorry for making it that of a long episode. But I think it was really worth it to go through the draft and have those crucial decisions, which players to pick. I initially wanted to trade away picks, but now we have such a big draft class. I mean, I'm pretty sure next episode there will be some trades of other players who we don't need anymore. I really like our 2 cornerback additions in round 3 and 5 with Drew Banks and Christopher Anderson. Both shutdown corners. Sean Searcy, of course, the player who stands out with the 80 overall rating. And good pickups for our O-line. Alex Willard, a little bit of disappointment with the overall. Same for Guy Rigby, Willie Hansen, Frank Petty. Let's see what we can do with those guys. Right now, our roster is really high. But I guess, only too much linebackers. We still need a running back. And we only have 54 players. I thought we were way higher than that. 22 million left to spend. So that's something we're going to do next episode, and also take a look at whether there are interesting undrafted free agents. But that's it for this draft. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really fun to do this draft, and I'm so excited for the next Munich Wolverines season. We have a great team, and I'm pretty sure that we can make another playoff run. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, and see you next time. Bye bye.